Guys, welcome back. Today I am caking a tuxedo cake. So I started with an 11 by 15 inch red velvet cake. I did torte the cake so I could put filling in the middle. Now this is totally optional. Some people don't want to fill the cake. I chose to fill my cake. It added a little bit of height to it, and I just love buttercream. Speaking of buttercream, I will leave the recipe to this American buttercream that I used here. So go ahead and check that out and let me know what you think. I carved a bit of the top off, just slanted the shoulders because this is a shirt and shirts aren't completely square. So I just trimmed a bit. If you do decide to recreate this cake, just remember a little goes a long way. So you don't want to chop off too much because it's easier to cut off more than it is to add cake back once you remove it. So this is trim. I just, on an angle, use my knife to kind of slant in the cake. I don't know necessarily how to describe that, but you can see what I'm doing. And this is to make the shirt look more realistic. So it doesn't just have a hard edge at the bottom. It sort of slants in. And I go in with more buttercream for my final coat. Here is a flexi smoother, which allowed me to kind of get a curve on the cake, so it's not a sharp edge. And I'm going in with some thinly rolled fondant for this shirt. And I am just smoothing out all of those air bubbles. And I go in with my fondant smoothers on those edges, just gently pressing until the fondant separates, and smooth it out with my fingers. I also tucked fondant under the edge so it got that more realistic folded shirt look. On to the collar. So this is fondant that I added a crap ton of CMC powder to. You can add Tylose powder if you like. I measured my cake. So I took a tape measure and I planned out the circumference of the collar. I don't know if that's the right math term. I don't math, I'm an artist, but I measured how long I needed the collar to be. And I trimmed it up a bit, tapered the ends, added some stitching, and I pretty much sat it up so it would dry the way that I wanted it to look on the cake. Now you'll see in a second that I have a bow tie, which I bought. I did not make this bow tie. I bought it from my local cake supply store. If I do have, I'm sure they sell these on Amazon. So if I can find a link, I will link it below. But this is the bow tie. I've made tons of bow ties. I'll link a video to a bow tie that I've made here, but why make it when you can buy it? But this I did make. So this is the shirt tag. I wanted a unique shirt tag for this cake. I made one on Canva here. Isn't that cute? So I will leave a link to the tag that I made in the description box below, so you guys can use this for your cake. But I thought it was so awesome, so why not share? This is fondant, black fondant that I've added some vegetable shortening to, and I'm gonna lay this on the side just so it can firm up a bit. Here we go with the cuff for the shirt. So again, my measurements, I don't know what they are. You have to measure according to your cake size, but just make sure it looks right. So this is pretty much a rectangle that I folded onto itself and added some stitching to with my stitching tool to make it look like a shirt cuff. It's really easy. If you do decide to recreate this cake, just go for it. You know, it's no right or wrong way to do these things, and there are 20 different ways to do the same thing, so you just have to do what works best for you, your client, and your cake. But I'm fully confident that if I can do it, you can do it. On to the assembly. So I have all of the pieces to the puzzle here, and I like to lay them out so I can visually see how they'll look together before I glue everything down. And to glue everything down, I use piping gel, or you can use water just to make the surface of the fondant tacky so that the fondant will stick to itself. But this is just me plotting and planning and making sure everything looks right before I glue it down. So this flower I bought as well. I'll try to find it, but I'm not good at making flowers, so I tend to buy them from my local cake supply store along with bow ties. But there you have it, a tuxedo cake. If you guys liked this cake, go ahead and hit the like button. Don't forget to comment, share, and subscribe. I appreciate you all as always, and I will see you guys next week. Bye.